In my old life, I was just a programmer. I died alone at 32. No che, no power, just a heart that stopped in a quiet, lonely apartment while the world moved on. Falling through dimensions isn't like the movies you see. It's crushing. It's blinding. It's a total system reboot of the human soul. I felt my old life simply vanish into the static. I woke to the heavy smell of wet stone and old blood. New world. Broken body. This wasn't my home anymore. This was a cold, dark, and very shallow mountain grave. Memories flooded in like corrupted data hitting a hard drive. Wei Liang, 17. A genius so bright he blinded the whole Azure Sky Sect. He was once their only golden child. At 10, he crushed boulders with a palm. At 12, he mastered che. They called him a god in the making. Now, he's just a fading, painful memory of better days. One trip to the beast forest changed everything forever. Shattered meridians. Cracked core. A prodigy turned to trash in the blink of a cold, dark, and very cruel lie. They stripped his nameplate away. They took his room. They tossed him into a rotting storage cellar to die. The sect doesn't keep broken tools. They simply discard the weak. Wei Liang died of pure, unadulterated despair. I took the vacancy. Two broken souls merged into one weapon. The programmer and the Prince of Ruins became something entirely new today. I took inventory of my new, broken hardware, weak, malnourished, shattered glass in my veins, but I was still breathing. That is always enough to start a new program. Internal scan, total ruin. 12 meridians destroyed, a core like a hollowed shell, a river with no banks. The energy had nowhere to go but out into the cold air. Programmer's role. Every bug has a fix. Every problem has a solution. You just have to find the source code hidden, deep beneath the surface of the broken reality. Then, a pulse. Not che, something much older. A deep, oceanic chime echoed in my skull. Then came the light, piercing the thick, suffocating darkness of the stone cellar. Floating starlight appeared. HUD in my vision. I've read the stories. I'm the user now. I have a system. The interface was crisp, real, and ready for input. System initialized. Kill beasts, gain XP, repair the body. Warning, assassination predicted. The clock was already ticking down. I had no time to waste on fear or doubt. 6 days remained. Whoever broke this body wanted me erased from existence. They made one mistake. They crippled the wrong man. I don't die as easily as they think. The math is simple. 120 levels to full restoration. Impossible? Maybe for a normal man. But dying was impossible too. I actually like those desperate odds. Footsteps outside. Laughter. The door kicked open. Bullies always find the smell of weakness. They came to see the final fall of a once great and powerful young king. Chen Fa tossed a bowl of slop at my feet. Breakfast. Trash. He laughed like a coward. I didn't rage. I just watched him with cold, dead, and calculating eyes. He wanted tears. I gave him only silence. A dead man doesn't care about spilled food. I ate what was left on the floor. He trembled and backed away slowly. I spent 2 days observing the sects. Routines, rhythms, guard shifts, paving, stupidity, kills faster than weakness. I recorded every single detail for the master plan I was building. Zhao Ming, wealthy, vicious, and arrogant. He blocked my path in the long hall. The air in the corridor turned to ice as he approached me with a cruel sneer. He lifted me by the collar. You should have died in the woods. He whispered, a threat wrapped in a smile. My first clue was his pride and his arrogance. He threw me against a stone wall. I slid. I bled. Then, I stood up. Staying down is a choice. I refused to make it. Not today. Not ever again. Zhao Ming saw my eyes. No fear. Just calculation. He laughed it off to save face. But I felt the sudden chill run down his spine as I watched him. Midnight. 4 days left. I didn't wait to be killed in my sleep. I went to the forest to hunt. The predator was finally home in the dark woods. The forest was alive and predatory. The system pulsed in my chest, guiding my quiet steps. I wasn't the prey anymore. I was the hunter in the dark of night. A shadow vole. Rank 1. Small, but to a cripple. It was a boss fight. It lunged from the shadows with tiny, razor-sharp teeth aimed for my throat. It bit deep into my arm. I let it. Then I crushed its skull with a jagged stone, again and again. It was brutal, simple, and very effective. Beast slain. 10 XP gained. Pain resistance +1. My arm was bleeding, but I was smiling. The grind had officially begun in the dark of the forest. By dawn, 8 kills, 3 cracked ribs. I lay in the dirt, my lungs burning like fire, but I was finally leveling up my stats for the first time. Body toughening active, wounds closing, skin knitting back together. The system wasn't just a UI. It was a forge for my broken spirit and my dying physical shell. I slipped back into the sect at dawn, torn, bloody, and invisible to them. No one watches the trash. That is their greatest and final mistake. I am the ghost. Night 2. I fashioned a spear from a fallen branch. Strategy replaced desperation. Patience is a lethal weapon when you have absolutely nothing left to lose in this life. Level up. Warmth flooded my veins like liquid gold. A hairline fracture filled with light. It's working. The code is repairing the hardware. I can feel the power returning. Level 3. My grip strength doubled. My recovery tripled. I'm still technically crippled in their eyes, but now I'm becoming dangerous to every single person around me. Day 6. Level 7. Enhanced perception unlocked. I could feel the hostility coming from 3 sides. The assassins were finally moving in for the kill in the night. Midnight. 3 assassins moved in the dark. They checked my empty bed. I was already in the rafters, watching them like a silent ghost in the machine. I dropped. No chan needed, just gravity and a sharpened branch. 1 assassin went down before he could even think to scream for help. 1 down, 2 to go. A Checkmate strike sent me crashing through a door. It hurt, but pain is just data to be processed. I kept moving. I kept fighting with everything I had. Emergency. Beast rage. 90 seconds of borrowed power. The world turned red. My heart hammered against my ribs like a trapped angry bird. I felt the surge of adrenaline. 78 seconds. 3 bodies on the floor. 1 survivor. I didn't feel like a programmer. I felt like a god of the hunt. The system was my sword. I reached into the leader's robe. A jade token. The character for Zhao. My target finally had a name. The mystery was solved. The logic was now complete. Elder Zhao. Chief Administrator. He broke Wei Liang to clear a path for his own son. Cold logic. I understood that kind of evil better than anyone else here. I didn't rush in. Zhao Ming is stage 5. His father is foundation level. I need more XP. I need more time to grow stronger. I need more power. I hid the bodies in the deep shadows. I wrapped my wounds. By morning, I was back to playing the humble, broken cripple. A perfect performance for the masses. Night again. Back to the forest. I needed level 20. I needed my Che back in my veins. The real game was finally on. The hunt continues tonight. Level 20. The first meridian snapped into place. A trickle of gold flowed. I felt the Che return. And for once, in this new life, I actually wept. Duality. By day, a shuffling ghost. By night, a forest predator. The best weapons are always the ones that nobody sees coming until it is far too late. Level 30. A crimson fang Wolf. Horse-sized and lightning fast. This was my promotion exam. Life or death in the cold moonlight. I stood my ground alone. We fought for 40 minutes. It had the raw power, but I had the terrain. 1 slip on wet stone and I ended it. The Wolf fell at last. Triple level up. Level 33. Wolf instinct unlocked. I laughed into the trees. The math was finally on my side of the equation. I am the variable. To full meridians restored. I applied modern science to ancient breathing. Efficiency is my secret technique. I am optimizing my own soul for the coming battle. Whisper started. The trash looks different lately. Chen Fa stared at me in the hole. I gave him a vacant look. He left, confused and clearly unsettled. The courtyard. Zhao Ming appeared with fire in his eyes. He felt the shift. The prey was finally looking back at the predator. The balance had changed. He lunged with a roar, but I chose the spot carefully. 3 elders were watching from the balcony. Checkmate. You arrogant fool. You walked right into it. I produced a jade token for all to see. I told the truth. Calmly. I had been waiting for this exact moment to strike. The trap was sprung. The investigation was a landslide. The Zhao family collapsed in 48 hours. Justice is just a cold, finalized file in the end of the day. The healer gasped at my bedside. Your MERIDINS ... They're repairing themselves. I just nodded slowly. Yes, they are. It is only the beginning of my rise. Hidden quest. Find the mastermind. Someone higher ordered the hit on me. The rabbit hole goes deeper. I have a new target now. The hunt never ends. I am Wei Liang. You can't bury what's already dead. You only plant it. Now, watch me grow. Watch me burn this entire world down to the ground.